So hi everyone, this is Judith Murrell, your mindset coach and personal hype woman. And this is my daughter, my beautiful daughter, Katrina, CEO of Houz of Crowns. So when people talk about mindset or life coaching or any of those things, we usually are out serving the community and helping others, which is a beautiful thing. But really, it starts from home. And what does that mean? It's about helping your family, your friends, if they're open to it, help them achieve their goals or help them support them in managing some of the roadblocks that they have. And sometimes they don't even see it. So today we're talking to Katrina to find out a little bit more about how she became the CEO of Houz of Crowns. So I'm really excited to share her story. Well, she's excited to share her story. Actually, she's not excited to share her story. I asked her if she would do this interview with me because I really wanted to talk about mindset and just really to share with everyone that mindset is for everybody and it affects everything around you, what you're trying to achieve, what you don't want to achieve. It really is the backbone of everything. So Trina, tell us a little bit about yourself, for example, your age, if I'm allowed to ask you that, where you went to school and just really a little bit, and we can start from there.
Definitely. So I am 25 years old. I went to university out in the Maritimes. I pursued a major in criminology and I did a double minor in business and psychology. I then wasn't feeling satisfied, so I went back to school to Centennial College, and I just went to go get my paralegal license. I'm now working as a junior paralegal, and hair has always been one of my passions prior to school.
Yes, tell us what does Houz of Crowns do? So
Houz of Crowns, so right now we specialize in glueless custom units, and we also customize wigs, so it's basically wigs and bundles.
So when did you really decide that you wanted to do hair, really? Was it a now thing? Was it something that was, years ago?
No, I've always wanted to do hair years ago. I've never knew how to start, and I thought wigs would be the best way for right now. I have not been to, I don't know why people need to know that I haven't been to beautician school for hair cosmetology, haven't done that yet, would like to.
It's never too late.
Basically. Yeah, exactly. But for right now, I just wanted to work in an area that I'm comfortable in. So I decided to do wigs and just customize wigs, create wigs, just kind of but make people feel better about themselves and, really just enhance their own personal beauty. And that's just one of the steps that I want to take in the Houz of Crowns so far. But right now we just specialize in wigs.
Which is amazing. She's really downplaying it, but they're fabulous. And I'm not saying that just because I'm her mom. So one of the things that a lot of people are doing, especially through COVID or maybe before that or after that, they're considering another, looking at their passions or looking at, things that they want to do in their life. But a lot of people are put off because we're all working like 9 to 5 and, we have that bricks and mortar job, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes the goals and dreams we have is far reaching than the job that we have. And you might be limiting yourself. For example, you don't have enough time or you don't have enough money because you are committed to a full-time job. So when people now are stepping outside of that and deciding to, pursue a passion, it's pulling something from them which is a lot more creative, and a lot more people are more successful because they're really happy doing their side hustle, so to speak. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about mindset, which is really what this is about. What were you thinking before you decided to pursue the business of making wigs? Like, how were you feeling? What did that look like?
So in the beginning, I had the idea. I didn't think that I'd be able to. I just had the idea. I never really acted upon it. And I always kept saying, well, I'll just wait until I have more money. I'll wait till when I can do this. I'll wait till I have more time to do this. And I always kept pushing it off. And then we had a chat.
But before we go there, because that's the real at that time. So you're doing your 9 to 5 job. You went to school, got the education, got the certification, so you're certified and qualified, and you're working and you're earning money, and yet still there was a nagging about you that you wanted to achieve. What was that?
So even going to university, I always I want to do hair. Graduated university, went to college. enjoy what I'm doing now, but I'm still like, I want to do hair. That's always been my passion. And with COVID, everything just kind of stopped, and I really wanted to just pursue it in the meantime because there's nothing else to do. And I was like, why not?
But were you, like, I know one of the reasons that you didn't do it is that you were truly kind of overwhelmed and scared.
I was definitely scared. I was definitely overwhelmed. I needed a lot of convincing because I like to talk myself out of things, and that's something I'm really good at. So if you do need help,
But I think that's what people do. We talk ourselves into something with such great gusto.
Yeah.
And then we talk ourselves right out of it.
110%.
Or we ask 15 different people, what do they think?
For confirmation.
Confirmation.
And that's not always the best thing, because if that's something you want to do, you should do it. You shouldn't have to look for the outside source to do it. It's easier said than done.
Well, that's also about your self-image, about how you feel about the things that you choose to do. And if you're looking for validation from other people, that's also the source of the problem, because you will spend your time, your life asking people who have no idea what you want to do about something that's really important to you. And then they don't give you the answer that you want.
You're just deflated.
And you don't do it. And you just get on this little hamster's wheel. So a lot of people, a lot of my clients as well, talk about the self-image. And that's really what it is. It's how you feel about yourself when nobody's looking. If you feel that you're somebody that has to ask 17 people to do anything in your life, it's to do with your self-image. And it's not a bad thing. It's just understanding and recognizing, why am I doing that? And I don't know anybody that's asked 17 people if they really got the answer that they want, that they didn't know from the beginning. Like you know what you want to do.
To just do it.
To just do it.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things Katrina and I, we were talking about, so with COVID, Katrina then was living by herself and then was at school and then came back to live with us because it just made sense with the world upside down. But Katrina has aspirations to move out and
build my company up,
and a car,
yes,
and a condo,
and a condo.
two-bedroom condo, because one of them will be for your business. So that was kind of bubbling in the background.
Yeah.
What was happening in the foreground? What was happening? Like all those dreams and
About talking to myself. And it's the procrastination part of waiting for the perfect time to start and the perfect time to really just apply myself. And I kept pushing it off because it's never going to be the perfect time.
So what wasn't the perfect time? So what would show up that wouldn't make it the perfect time?
I was like, okay, well, I need more money. And then I was like, okay, well, when you get more money, then you can. But then it's like, oh, but you also want to move out. So you can't really do one without the other. So I'm able to move out, but I can't invest as much into my business as possible, because when you're investing into your business, it's not just a couple $100s. Like you're spending thousands of dollars into your business, into your product, into marketing, into everything. And once you lay that out, you can't do both at the same time. I'm not saying it's not possible, but for me personally, I had to do one or the other. And being at home, I love being home anyways, and there was no ever any pressure for me to move out. They want me to stay here, but I just kind of decided now is the perfect time to invest into my business. And then when I am able and when I feel like I can just go and there's no restrictions, stuff like that, and in the COVID times, I will just go. But I just really wanted to focus on building my business. It's the perfect time to just apply that pressure in my area before I start having the bigger bills to pay and all that stuff,
So I want to share working as a coach and have clients. Katrina sees me every day. I'm on a Zoom call. I'm talking to people all the time, helping them with mindset, self-image, procrastination, everything. And then one day we were just around, and I don't know, I just like, we need to talk. Literally, we just need to talk. And it wasn't like, oh, you're in trouble talk. It was just like, let's just talk. And, the skills that I have, let's see if there's something there that can help you. And you weren't unhappy or deflated, but you had things that you wanted to achieve that weren't really organized in your life that you felt that you could to do that. So I remember, and I can jump in. We were sitting down on the sofa, and then we started to talk. and you said, do you remember?
I don't remember what I said.
I want to start a business. I really want to do hair. No, that's a lie. You bought a sewing machine first.
I didn't buy a sewing machine.
The first one that went back.
The first time,
Yes.
no.
Okay.
The first time was we were talking, and I thought Mom was just gonna help me with the self-image part, and I was like, okay, cool. And I thought, don't take this the wrong way, but I just thought it would be base level stuff, you know, because there's a lot of other people I spoke to, and it's just always been so surface level. It's never been very thought-provoking, very, like, let's do this.
Nonsense.
It was just kind of like just hitting the shallow stuff. So I was just like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna expect this. Because though I didn't,
you were nervous. You said
I was, and though I heard Mom talking to her clients and stuff, I didn't really absorb anything. So I just thought it was just gonna be basic, like what I've received from other people. No shade. And so we're talking, and Mom's like, okay, so I told Mom about this idea, and so she said, so what have you been doing? And I was like, well, I already have some stuff, but I can't do anything to start yet because I don't have the sewing machine. I don't have this. Don't. And Mom's like, okay, so the first step would be for you to buy the sewing machine. I was like, but I can't buy a sewing machine because I need to save up for this and this and this.
Oh, the sewing machine's expensive, you said.
And it's expensive. It was expensive for a sewing machine. If you know, you know, it's expensive. And I was like, Mom, there's no way. And so Mom's like, okay, so whether you buy it now or later, you're gonna have a sewing machine. And say you buy the sewing machine now and you start constructing your wigs and you start customizing your wigs, how much can you make from that? And I was like, X amount of dollars. She said, so how much is your sewing machine? I said, X amount of dollars. And then I was just kind of like,
so you mean if you sold a custom piece, it would pay off the cost of your sewing machine?
yeah, sure did. And I kid you not, literally rocked my world. I just was there, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, wow, like we spoke for 20 minutes and you just came in and just shook my world up. You just said A, B, C, D, and I'm just, what gives you the right just to come and make sense? Like, you know, I already had everything in my head, like, well, we can't do this, we gotta wait until we have this.
Perfect time.
And Mom's like, yeah, so whether you do it now or later, but wouldn't you rather start now? Because then when you start, the sooner you start, the sooner you can da-da-da. And I was like, yeah. And I ran to my room, got my laptop, bought the sewing machine, like
Amazon,
yeah, it came like the next couple of days. But just that and just that thinking.
How did you feel?
Like you just you just blew my head off. I wasn't thinking of it. I never thought about it like that. I always just thought of the perfect time and just waiting for things to be the perfect time and the perfect moment to do the perfect thing. And things not going to be perfect. And that's what you said, like things not going to be perfect, but you sitting here waiting for the perfect time may or may not come around. But in the meantime, between time, what you could have done is this, what you could have done is this, and what you could have done is that. And I was like, yep.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of people have fear of failure, right?
Definitely.
So we'll get into that in a little bit. But so Katrina went, what did you do? Bought your sewing machine. Tell us the little things that you did then.
I bought a sewing machine, and then I just started making wigs, you know. Well, I never knew how to operate a sewing machine. So I did my first, and this is really bad because I'm working on the patience piece and not trying to perfect everything in one go. But as soon as I got the sewing machine, I maybe did 1 or 2 lines on just a piece of fabric. YouTube how to wind, bob, you know, all the things of the sewing machines, basically set it up. And then I made my first wig, and then I made another wig, and I made another wig, and then I made another wig.
So in between that, branding, social media, what
everything. I bought
custom
stickers,
logos.
Yeah.
She created all this herself.
Yeah.
And just literally was ebbing and flowing into this creativity. How did that feel?
It was good. It was scary because then now it's, oh, you're really doing this. And then so now, because you already went over the first barrier, now it's the, well, what are people gonna say? And can you actually do this? And can you? And then you just think of anything to take yourself out of the game.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
And
that's called the terror barrier.
Yeah. It's my favorite kind of barrier.
And she knows this because when I speak to my clients, I talk about it all the time, to the point she's like, terror barrier? And I say, so the minute you decide that you're going to do something, it goes, woo, I feel great. And then all of a sudden it's like, woo, I can't do it. What will people say? What will people think about me? I'm not good enough. I don't have enough money. And you strap yourself into this emotional roller coaster that you cannot get out of until it's finished its ride.
You do nothing then.
And you're in this roller coaster. And then you get off and you're shook.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then you just walk away.
And you want to go back to what's comfortable.
To your dream, and you abandon your dreams and your goals.
Yeah.
And then we just seem to do this all the time. And the thing Sheen and I, we talk about all the time, the terror barrier is normal. If you are not experiencing the terror barrier, you're not doing it right.
Right.
That means you're stuck in your same way. You're not growing anywhere. You're not moving. You're not moving towards your goals. You're going backwards. So if you're comfortable, like most of us, Netflix, just sitting down, not doing anything, not going anywhere, you're in your comfort zone. Nothing good comes from your comfort zone. All things good come when you step out of it. You meet the terror barrier. It wants you to know, are you sure you want to do this? But if you get over the terror barrier, it's bliss. It's a beautiful thing. The goal is, Katrina and I, we talk about it, even to this day, don't keep still. Don't keep still. Keep moving forward. If you can't work on one aspect of your business, work on something else.
Break it down.
And work at something else. Revisit your goals. Keep connected. Keep believing. Keep visualizing what your condo looks like.
And it's not going to come overnight.
That's the other piece.
And that's another part, because I remember I said I'm really bad with patience. So, yeah.
So, we launch on Saturday and then we expect
millionaire by Sunday. Yes.
And if it doesn't, who shows up? Terror barrier. Oh, so you didn't make a millionaire. You sure you're doing this right? You sure you want to keep doing this? How much money did you spend?
Right.
Are you sure? Etc., etc., etc.
And even before I actually launched, I was so nervous, and I kept asking my family members, what day do you think would be the best? What day do you think would be this? And then should I do a soft opening and a hard opening?
Do you like this wig? Should I do this angle?
It was horrible. And I remember it was supposed to be the day that I was opening. I was supposed to open it, launch it on social media, open it to the public, promote it. And I come into the kitchen, I was like, Mom, I'm hitting the terror barrier. She's like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't think that I could do this. And I start explaining myself. She goes, well, first step, you recognized it. And then she basically just talked me down off the ledge. And it was just more so starting making sense and just grounding myself back to what the original plan was, why I wanted to do it, A, B, C, D, what can come from it, and all that stuff. And then an hour or two later, when I've just really just came back and grounded myself, I opened it up and I received a lot of love, and it was great, but it was just the initial, no, you've done enough, you should stop right here. What if you're not good? And then the what ifs. And it was good for me, I guess, to recognize the terror barrier, and then to just let you know, because usually I would just internalize it and then I would have stopped. And I've voiced a couple times I do want to stop because of the way you talk to yourself, and talk yourself out of your dreams is one of the big things, is how people who do go far with their dreams and people who don't. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be one of those people who talk themselves out of their dreams. I want to be able to go, because I've got plans. We just told you my plans about my condo and everything else, and my Bentley,
all of this is real, right? Because I think we spend a lot of time being practical, why we shouldn't do something, why this should be done a certain way, but we don't really spend any time dreaming, really dreaming about what would be possible if I really was to take this leap of faith to do this particular thing. There is no failing. There is only learning and growing. So it's like you're cooking, you burn your hand, you're not going to do it again.
No, exactly.
You'll reach for some gloves. You learned. You didn't fail. And that's what you do. You learn from wherever you are, and you just keep moving forward bit by bit. Because staying still is the worst thing that you can do. And then you start talking to yourself, because you've got lots of time. Have you ever thought, and I said this to Katrina, you can't I usually say suck and blow, but that's not usually the correct terminology. You can't move forward while looking backwards. You can't do both. And that's really how you're working towards your dreams or you're going backwards. So if you always say to yourself, why am I feeling like this? Favorite one, other people. What other people are doing in the same industry as you, I'm not good enough. Oh, look at their 12 million followers and this and that and the other. Once you go down that road, you take yourself out of the game. Because you have to step back and say, what makes me unique? I've seen your work. It's incredible. I mean, you've seen how short my hair is? I would rock a wig, right? And that says something. But you're comparing yourself to other people, because that was one of the things that you came to me doing. This person, how did you came in one day and you pretty much said, oh, I saw XYZ's Insta.
110%.
And she's this and she's that. And I was like, well, why are you comparing your day
She
one?
started like 6 years ago. Same spot where I've been. I started
4
yesterday.
hours, 4 days.
Right. You know?
So not comparing your day one with someone's day 365. I mean, that will just take you out of the game right away.
Completely.
And I know you're young people, you like to be on the Instagram and the this and the that and the other. But honestly, if you just have your blinkers on and have your head down and concentrating on your business, it will grow and you will feel so much better about it. Because I know, it's funny because we live in a condo, and I know when she's in a good spot because you can hear the sewing machine, and you know she's in there cooking. She's cooking something up in there, and she comes out, and you could just see, you know, that you're smiling because you created something. Like, how does that feel?
It feels good. It feels, who would have thought? You know, who would have thought you'd be making wigs? It just reassures. It's very reassuring, and it gives me the extra push to be, okay, well, you did one, maybe we could do two, and maybe we could do this and that. And it's just a great feeling. I'm very happy. Like I said, that's one of my passions, right? It's just to work and deal with hair, and it just makes me feel good, and the results improving every time. And
I think there was one day you came in from work. Well, not really came from work. You left your room because you're working from home, and you literally boxed out 4 wigs between 5 o'clock and
like
9.
Yeah.
So we go from don't know what I'm going to do, I don't know how we're going to get here, to making 4 wigs in literally 4 hours, right? That's incredible. It's a testimony to your skill, your commitment, and it brings a good feeling, and it elevates you. And at that moment when you were doing that, did you think about failure? Did you think about...
I was like, how bomb this wig's gonna look. Can't wait to put this on. Can't wait to see the finished product.
So it elevates you. It elevates your mood. It elevates your behavior. Your thoughts become feelings. Your feelings become actions. And that's when you want to do more, because you said you were just so excited. I don't think you even ate that day.
I didn't.
You were just like, I've got to do this.
I was... Every time I'm in the lab... Okay?
Right.
When I'm in the lab dealing with some hair, when I'm customizing it, I'm, sewing it up, I just like forget. I have my music going, I have my TV on in the background, and I am just in the zone. And then it'll be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'm like, damn, I didn't even eat today.
Right.
I'm starving.
So, we just talked about Katrina's a beautiful business, CEO of Houz of Crowns.
Houz of Crowns.
Shameless promotion. That's perfectly fine. But I want to, next time share our journey a little bit more to find out, where you are in a couple of weeks and looking back, because it's only been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, since I've got the sewing and everything, it's only been a couple of weeks, and ready making small little waves right now. But definitely.
So maybe we can talk again about what that looks like for you, how you feel. Does terror barrier still show up? The self-image or all of those things as well, as you get more comfortable into your business and you're growing and you're seeing things happen. How does that change you, right? How does that show up for you? Those feelings of failure and stuff, they disappear because you've replaced them with such good feelings and energy and vibration. You squeeze them out, which is fantastic.
Where you want to stay at, for sure.
Oh my God, it's a beautiful level, higher vibration. We talk about it all the time, all the time. If you feel good, you radiate, right?
Yeah.
You're positive, you have more fun, she buys me lunch, because she's in a great mood.
I've always vibrated at high frequency, guarantees lunch.
So, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Right? I know she lives here. She was a captive audience in this, but nonetheless, I'm so proud of you. And I'm enjoying and watching your journey. And I'm so blessed and grateful that I'm able to use the skills that I've learned.
110% thank you. Thank you so much. Because who would have thought, I wouldn't know where I would have been.
Well, how do you know? We never start from home. We're always outside, right? With clients and people, but we've never really looked inside and not in a bad way. So I am so grateful that, it starts from home. So this is Judith Murrell saying good night, good day, good afternoon.
Wherever it is.
Right? And
I'm Katrina Murrell.
Yeah. And we look forward to talking to you in another time.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.